Make certain that you expand your view of yourself. Fuse with it. Do whatever that person would do. Talk that person the way they would talk. Live with that kind of passion. You will be convinced, you will have a conviction that that's who you are. It's who you are. How do you reinforce this? Think about the kind of things that kind of person would do. A person, a philanthropist. The prison system. A young man. Just wanted to somehow touch somebody. Carlos. Mike, I need to talk to you about your overuse of reverse-stepped emotional escalation dynamics.
Again?
Yes, again.
Every time.
Every time I walk in here. I'm bringing it up again.
Oh my God.
You don't listen when I
Every
tell
time.
you about it.
I mean, you
need
only
to
went to
listen.
school for like 2 years.
You left
and
the
then you
dishes
think
in
you're
the
a
sink
chef
yesterday.
You think you can
and
dictate
I
what
cleaned up
I
all
eat
of your dishes.
just because.
And then we were paying
you
rent.
Go, oh, look at me.
And you
I
said,
can
oh, I
cook.
paid it
I can
already.
make
Oh,
a
I
fish.
stuffed the check is in the
No.
mail.
No.
It wasn't in the mail. Guess what?
No,
They
that-
never
no,
got the
that doesn't
check
work
because
like
you
that.
spent
You
that
don't
money
have
on
any real-world
Pokemon
experience.
cards.
You're the-
I can't believe
you're
you
the
did
real
that.
job. You can't
You
just
need a
sit there
responsible
behind your
adult.
little stove.
Pay for your
Make
freaking
food.
rent. And
Think
then
you
when
don't
you're
want
telling me that you want to
everyone
move the
else.
couch into the
Really
other room.
don't.
Oh,
You
yeah, okay,
really
I'll help
don't.
you move the couch. All day. All day I'll help you move the couch. You said you're going to do it. You said you were going to do it.
No.
And then it comes time to move. I said, look, Mike, at 3 o'clock, we're going to move the couch to the other room. And then you decided to go to the arcade and play video games.
You put mozzarella in my
I told you a week ago that I wanted to move the couch from one side of the room to the other side of the room. And how simple is it? And I just want to use it because I like taking naps in the afternoon. And I can't take my naps if you don't move the couch.
Kimchi. It's not a... Oh, we're done.
Which brings me to my next issue. Viewers, you may remember that a one Trantolo and I have recently had an altercation on this very program. You may be wondering to yourself, what happened to that dynamic fellow? Has he cleaned up his ways? Did he own up to the wrongdoings which he was so clearly guilty of when he beat his wife? Well, it may have turned out that his self-organization schemes are far more dynamic than we ever imagined. Not a day ago did I receive, viewers, this. It is a letter from Trantolo and Trantolo Limited Liability Corporation. Now, let me read this here. I'm attorney Vincent Trantolo, representing Trantolo and Trantolo Partners, LLC. It has recently come to our attention that your program, Weird TV, you put it in quotes, has depicted the likeness of our client, Vincent Trantolo, without his permission. We request that you immediately cease all mention of our client and retract all previous statements regarding our client's relationship with his wife, Tiffany, as well as the integrity of his self-organization schemes, or further legal action will result. Additionally, pursuant to the terms of your presently ongoing legal case being filed against you by plaintiffs Kemmler and Kemmler, represented by Trantolo and Trantolo, LLC, in the area of extreme radical personal damages, we request that you adhere to the agreement to stop all television broadcasts immediately and for the duration of the legal proceedings bodaciously. Love ya, Trantolo. Well, just become the person. Exhibit the dynamic personality. Well, Trantolo may think that his devilish trickery will absolve him from blame. But his actions are so appalling that not even he, the devious bastard that he can be, is not capable of doing so. He may even think that he has the legal right to these requests that he's just made. But all it really is, viewers, is bullying. I'm on to you, Trantolo. You can't stop me. You will never stop the truth. The world will know the truth. I'm one step ahead of you, Trantolo, as you'll soon see.
I'm on my way to get me an account here. I tried back in 1993. They told me that I couldn't get one without a 9 to 5. I have never heard, well, at least not in this day and age, I haven't heard it.
Sorry, but that's not possible. You have to have 9 to 5.
Things are still
This
the
is
same.
bull. This is bull. It may be so, but
If this ain't
you have to take that up with the
American Bank. Girl, you know, do you believe that? You have to have a 9-5. All that it is to eliminate the foreigner because they know the government does not give foreigners no jobs. And Americans, they know Americans are artists. And yet this is American Bank. Yet they don't want to give me an account. Do you believe this?
Lord.
This is okay, today I put in my first request for a cashier's check, and I'm told 6 weeks.
The check comes from the
Okay. Nobody told me to leave my country. Okay. Girl, don't you know? 6 weeks. I'm just too through. I'm 6 weeks. I mean, is this 2009 or what? Am I just, you know, they hurried up and gave me my account real quick after I contacted the comptrollers of the currency in Texas. Girl, I need help. That's a shame. Just to do average banking, you have to have something to numb your nerves. Girl, I need help. You know, because it is against the law. The American and German law is that everybody is supposed to be able to get an account. I don't understand that. Girl, I need help. Yes, I'm glad I have my account, but you know.
Oh, yes. Can you send
I
your
need a drink.
order
I
to
really
us
need
again?
I just-
Because we
I-
don't know where
girl,
it is.
You know how low life these people are. The
Yes.
bankers, the Wall
And
Street, all of
Americans
these.
bailed out
these-
Citibank.
They think they're kings. Or
You
what?
know,
What are
there's
you?
something wrong with
What
this
is?
picture.
Why are you surprised?
And
why you are so dramatic?
What are you sitting up there
There's
doing?
something wrong with this picture.
Oh my God. Okay, so, May 2009, I sent them another request for a cashier's check. Hello, yoo-hoo.
Hello. I'm from the City International, and I'm here to offer you an account that's no problem. You don't have to. I will be your contact. All you have to do is pay $50 a month fee.
I can't
Can you
pay
do
no
that?
$50
No.
dollars a
Well,
month.
then I'm sorry. Then you'll have to
banking
take
fee?
a plane to
$50.
United States. Sorry.
On a
Although
plane
somebody will
and
be
fly
getting back to you.
to United States.
Yeah.
I'm American. I got to get
I'm
on this
sorry
plane.
that
But yet the rich
things didn't
foreigner
work out.
does not.
Yeah.
But it was the poor Americans that bailed their ass out, wasn't it? It wasn't the rich foreigner. And I called the office, and the woman lied and said that the charges were in my account in August, and they weren't. She lied. Do you believe this? The woman lied. This is the bank.
Can you cancel and reorder? Because we don't know where the check is.
I tried the online service and they told me that they don't do that. So I reordered and the check came 3 weeks later, like on a camel. And so I requested another cashier's check.
Did you ever
rerun.
think that it was just your account they sold?
To France?
Oh!
And again, can you cancel
I
and
am
reorder?
tired of this. I am tired of this. If they sold the bank to France, why are the cashier's checks coming from USA?
The money.
And here I call the bank, and I have to wait to speak to Christina, who's on her weekend. This was Wednesday. Her weekend means she would go until next Monday. I thought weekends were on the weekend.
In today's show, we have a very special guest, Albert Wachowski, an expert on the subject of television. How you doing, Albert?
Pretty darn good.
It's good
Beautiful set you got here.
Thanks for coming in. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Albert, you are a expert on television, is that right?
That's true.
And all things related to television.
Yep.
Maybe you can start us off with some basics. What is a TV made of?
TVs, most of them are made out of Formica and balsa wood.
Also wood? Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. So, who gets to decide what's on my TV?
Well, you got executives. They pretty much run the show. They got all the money. So anything that portrays America in a good light, that gets to be on TV.
Politics. So, how do you operate a television? What are the basic functions for somebody who may not have encountered one before?
A television, well, you got an on switch. You turn it on. First of all, you have to make sure it's plugged into the wall, though. So you turn it on, then you sit on the couch, get some potato chips, get some dip for the potato chips.
Uh-huh.
And
what if I don't like potato chips?
you got your pretzel rods, you got your Funyuns,
Funyuns,
Smart Food,
smart food,
iguana liver marmalade.
marmalade.
Yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one. It's good for an afternoon of TV watching. So TV is illegal. This is allowed. We can watch TV.
Yep, there's some frequencies that are kind of underground being hijacked, but for the most part, yeah.
So will it ever be illegal? Do you ever see a future in which television is no longer legal?
I don't know. From Orson, or the book 1984, someday maybe TV's going to be controlled just by one guy.
Well, I don't like him.
I don't either.
When I'm watching TV, how do I know what I'm watching is a good television show?
Does it make you laugh? Did it make you cry? Did it make you feel good about yourself?
Okay. Do you have any favorites? Do you like to cry?
I love to cry. Sleepless in Seattle, Steel Magnolias, Saved by the Bell.
They were like steel flowers. They were like a strong, like a flower, which is delicate, but then they were strong like steel, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, that's why TV sometimes can bring joy into our lives, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
How many TVs do you own? How many is the right number to own?
Well, how many rooms in your house? That's the question. You got your living room TV, your bathroom TV, your kitchen TV, your closet TVs.
Closet TV. That's a new one. I haven't heard that.
Well,
That
hey,
sounds like fun.
you're folding your clothes and hanging up your clothes. You got to be watching Saved by the Bell, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you'll have saved some time in your daily chores if you don't have to take time out to watch TV.
Exactly.
That's good advice.
Multitasking.
It's efficient. Now, I'd like to change gears for a minute here, if I can. Now, you told me the other day that you saw someone we will not name, Andre Trantolo,
I did.
in a bar. He was talking not so nice things about a certain other person we won't name, Vincent Trantolo.
His uncle.
What did he say?
He was pretty belligerent about his uncle. Andre Tantolo, he's not a nice guy. It's pretty much jealousy.
Jealousy, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did he say? What did he say? Anything?
He said that his uncle, Vincent Trantolo, he's just a big dummy. He said he's not a nice guy, you know, some rough stuff. He said he's a jerk.
He said he's a joke. And did he make any specific illegal threats against anybody
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was at the bar having some brews with some of my friends, and we saw Andre there, and he was making some threats. He wants to take over the company. He, instead of it being Trantolo and Trantolo, he wanted to be Trantolo and Trantolo. I couldn't believe it when I heard it.
That's pretty shocking. I'm shocked. Shocking is what I would call that. And when you saw him at the bar and he was talking all this trash, did he leave nicely? Did he? What did
He didn't.
Did he just leave after that? Did he? I mean, you know, we all make stuff up and get, you know, a little, like Mike and I earlier were getting a little heated. Sometimes in the heat of the moment you say things you regret.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're all good people and we can forgive and forget, except I don't know if I forgive Mike yet, but we tend to take back. You know, sometimes you say something you don't mean. But what did he seem like when he was leaving it? Did he seem like he felt remorse? Was he a person that could feel remorse in any way?
Can he feel?
I don't think so. He finished his 6th grain alcohol and rainwater and pushed the guy down the stairs.
Was he all right, the guy?
The guy, he hurt his back. He was a little upset. He knew it was Trantolo, so he knew he was going to sue him for some money. So
Trantolo then sued the guy he pushed down the stairs. Just like them.
yeah.
Well, sometimes what happens on behind the scenes of TV, behind the scenes of the TV lawyer, is not always pretty. And this is something that you can count on. And coming up next, after a short break, we have another guest who's going to come talk to us about something else entirely different. It's very nice to have you on today. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
So, tell us a little about yourself. Who are you and what do you represent?
Well, I'm John Nowinski. I'm the director of the Smoking Gun Research Agency, or SGRA, which is a group here in Connecticut that investigates pretty much anything weird and unusual, from government conspiracies or local conspiracies to local legends, ghost stories, UFOs. We actually get called by a lot of people who have either had an experience or might even have something going on in their house, and we go in and investigate it.
So when someone calls you saying, I've seen a UFO, I've been abducted, and little green men are now mowing my lawn, whatever, what is your first
Well, the
step?
first step we do is we actually interview them. Sometimes it's on the phone. If after we interview them on the phone, you know, it's something that we actually want to go out there to, we'll go meet with them in person with one of our investigators and basically, you know, do a one-on-one interview with them. Usually if it's a case of like a UFO sighting or something like that, the best we can do is gather as much information since those aren't ongoing things.
Right.
If it's a ghost investigation where the people have actually felt they experienced something in their house, we will actually come in with an investigation team, which is similar to what people are familiar with on TV, but not as over-embellished, as
crazy.
elaborate. Yeah, exactly. And we'll actually come in, we'll spend, if it's a ghost investigation, for example, we may spend about 6 hours there with all sorts of equipment to measure different things that are within that location, see if we can prove anything as being not paranormal.
Okay.
Also see if anything stands out that's unexplained.
And have you been involved with investigating any notable, famous, you know, like Roswell? Obviously that's a little before your time, but
Yeah, well, I mean, in Connecticut, we have such a rich history here, so there's a lot of places that are landmarks that actually have stories to them. Since 2009, we've been working very closely with the Mark Twain House here in Hartford. That's been an interesting investigation that's been ongoing. And pretty much as far as UFOs go, we have the Hudson Valley sightings, which happened in the 80s, but there's still a lot of people that remember it very vividly. And government conspiracy-wise, we have down at Yale, we have Skull and Bones, which is one of America's oldest secret societies. So that's uniquely Connecticut.
But a lot of weird stuff going on here. That's a fact. So, is it possible that an alien could abduct someone and replace them with an evil clown? Have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen it personally, but as I say, nothing's ever
But
impossible.
it could happen.
It could happen.
Do you know anyone you think may be an evil clown?
I know a lot of people I think may be aliens. Not evil clowns, though.
How about the Bush family? Are they Martian reptilian aliens?
I don't think the aliens would really want bushes around very much.
Well, that would explain a lot of things. So when you go into, let's say, a Dudleytown, which many people may be familiar with, a haunted witch, satanic sort of vortex area or some kind, apparently. I've been there. I felt the evil forces, and it was a
Got
nice
an
little
interesting
walk.
vibe to it, that's for sure.
A nice little walk. So, what would you do? What would you bring with you to measure?
Well, I actually brought
paranormal
some of that
activity?
to show you. This is actually a case that we take with us. Whether it's UFO or ghost investigation, you can actually use the same type of meters. This is an assortment of different meters, everything from infrared thermometers, which measure temperature change. A lot of people who experience ghost activity claim that they feel cold spots in the house. That allows us to actually measure, see if there's something coming in from the outside, a draft or something like that. We also use everything all the way on up to infrared vision, which
binocular.
is infrared goggles. We have
Yes.
cameras that do the
Very
same thing.
good.
We also can do it in thermographic imaging, which basically shows us heat.
This would be good for, hypothetically, hiding in the bushes and catching a certain somebody doing very dastardly things.
The most important thing about the equipment, which is something that a lot of the TV shows have shown, but a
not
lot
cross
of
the beams.
viewers don't realize, is that none of the equipment we use is ghost hunting or UFO hunting equipment. It all comes from basically other aspects of scientific research. The main reasoning behind that is that because it's unexplained, we don't know what a ghost is, so we can't tell you there's actually a ghost there. This detects energies, so we can tell you there's energy there that is detectable that shouldn't be there. If our clients, for example, feel that that's validation, that's great.
Well, there you go. Yeah. You know, so the customer is always right. If they think they
Pretty
have a
much.
ghost, you have to say, well, yeah, the ghost of Richard Nixon is haunting your bathroom. As, you know, well, he would be in the bathroom if he was a ghost, right?
You could be.
I'm probably in there all day trying to, you know, I need to take a shower, Richard Nixon. Oh, I'm trying to invade Cambodia, so to speak. You know. So you mentioned Skull and Bones,
Yeah.
which is a conspiracy to take over the world of American politics and subjugate all of us. Is
What
that
a lot of
correct?
people think. And the
What do you
interesting
think?
thing about it, well, what I think is that, you know, most people think about conspiracy theories as things that can't necessarily been proven.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Skull and Bones, though, is we can see where people that came
They're
out of
real.
Skull and Bones have gone.
Any
and
famous examples of that?
two most famous is Senator John Kerry and President Bush, the second President Bush, as well as his father.
Now, I heard that they were sacrificing human children together in college, you know, sort of as like a party game. Is that
there,
true?
There are a lot of things that they do as part of the Brotherhood or the secret society together.
Yeah.
We don't know what all of those are, but there's a lot of strange things that come out of that.
Like drawing, you know, do they have like evil symbol that they use that's like, you know, a swastika inside of a pentagram?
Well,
or
reportedly, they have a lot of things collected in their building, which is actually called the Tomb.
The Tomb.
Which is on Yale's campus. And
Interesting.
so nobody has yet been able to sort of
break
go
into
in
the
there
tomb?
with
Are there mummies in
photographs. There could be their skulls.
Mummies? Skulls?
With Skull and Bones, one of the things they do and are known for is going out and collecting human skulls from places.
Now, I understand that they have like Skull and Bones. They have their system of symbols that they use, and you know, one can, you know, like the Freemasons and like anyone who's a secret society, they have you know, secret handshakes, probably, and things like that. Can you identify a conspirator against the global New World Order just simply by looking at their communications? Is that possible?
Well, some people think you can.
Well, how about this? Do you see any secret evil symbols in here?
Well, I don't know. You've got a clock there, you know.
What could that mean?
Some people would say maybe that's trying to control time or run the world.
No, he's yes.
You know.
Check one.
Looks like a pretty straightforward guy to me, though.
Well, let me see
But
that. Well,
you
I think I
might
see
not.
some things here. Let me see that.
Well, one thing we know about secret societies and people involved in them is that looks can definitely be deceiving.
Just a second. Let's see. No, I won't go that far. Okay. Let's see here. I see here. There's clearly a pentagram here in the corner. And if you look very closely, the time is 666. 66 o'clock. That's not a real time. That's showing on here. That's impossible. There's devil, and I've just highlighted a little bit. There are some demonic features going on. You see, you have the reptilian eyes there. These are more or less dorsal nasal slits for breathing Earth's air. It blocks out the extra atmosphere that they can't breathe. They can't breathe our atmosphere. Obviously, he has some kind of psychic powers. There's a pendant here, which I believe is the source of those powers. Well, it's very nice to have you on the show, and I'm glad you came in and could educate us a little bit about what's actually going on in our weird, unexplained world. And of course, many things are unexplained. This, however, easily explained. Take that one to the bank. Cut.